full send. It took me like legitimately 20 minutes to come up with a title that I actually feel is worth my time.
Yes.
It's not even been a minute and he's already dropped the nuke. Nice. Morning, chat. What if they're not mourning? What if they're celebrating? Y'all ever considered that? We're not gonna have a memorial, we're gonna have a party, baby. Heyo, not RPG, God. Well, hello, RPG2, but heyo, Irish, how you doing? How you doing? I can words. Also, oh, great! The multi-chat is not working. Hold on. That is important enough. Wait, that didn't fix... What am I... Hello? Oh, whatever. Nobody's on YouTube, and I'll just occasionally miss them once in a while. It's fine. I start with double ads. Welcome to hell. You can easily blame RPG for that one. Blame all you want, the ads will come. I hate that I didn't think of the ads will approach. I thought of something much worse. And, the mental image of an M&M going full hog is not what I needed to start this stream with. Approximately 1 more month until Deltarune tomorrow. Dude, my girlfriend is gonna be so hyped when that happens. I don't actually think I'm gonna be able to play it though, because I've got the vacation coming up, you know? You did that to yourself. I did not send myself the M&Ms going full hog. I have somebody who is no longer in my life who did. I do not miss my high school days. No, I don't know if I'm gonna be able to get a Switch 2 for quite some time either. Like Deltarune, I guess, yeah, PC, I may be stupid, but I don't know if I'm going to have the time to actually play it or anything. I'm going to be stuck in content creation purgatory. Could be a good travel game if you aren't the one driving. I'm not driving. I don't have a license. I mean, I could try. I could see how long it is till the cops pull me over. But also, we're going to be taking the train, dude. We're going to be taking Amtrak all the way out there. Gonna yoink the 99. That area seems to be unaffected by Alina's. 99 is Nantahala. Nantahala. Actually, 99's on Hewitt tracks. So if you can see the stuff in Hewitt, yeah, sure, go ahead. If you can't, run for your life. But yeah, no, the main problem for me is more so, because we have the vacation project that I have to do when it's coming out, but my father has committed to his own project that I absolutely need to record for YouTube. That I absolutely have to help him with. It seems like a blast. Hopefully the ALC-42s don't give you much trouble headed out there. Fortunately, the first few days we have some slack in case the train's late. And the first railroad we're going to visit is one we're not, like, desperate to see. Alright, throw the switch. I know how to drive car, but I don't know how to drive road. I mean, I'd be kind of concerned if somebody just ripped out a hunk of asphalt and started steering with that shit. Like, first of all, how did you rip it out? Second of all, what? If you gave me a car, I'd just end up driving like it's GTA, but I'm not 16 yet, so whatever. See, I also vaguely know how to drive, simply because I played an ungodly amount of Mario Kart when I was younger. I could probably drive just fine. I can very much be a backseat driver at times. For better or for worse, or for both. I knew how to drive because of a racing sim, you know, fair enough. See, the only problem is it's sacrilegious to drive. Come on, guys, we're a train channel, not a car channel. It's not how does Mario Kart have a stick shift? Yep. Totally. 1000%. Turning steering wheel left and right isn't knowing how to drive. See, there have actually been studies that people who play Mario Kart are better at driving than people who don't. Like, I know it's not going to be everything with driving, kind of like how playing a game like Derail Valley is not going to be everything for running a steam engine, right? But it gives you a good enough idea to point you in the right direction so that when you do actually start, you've got a head start. You train along a set of cars. Yeah, but are you driving the cars? No, you're herding the cars. Remember, your steam locomotive is a German shepherd and every passenger car is a sheep. Does that mean that you can make a train of sheep by just stringing them together like Lincoln Pin? Lincoln Pin. Yeah, this sounds like a healthy way to transport sheep around. Just stick a link up their ass. Not a link. Sorry, a pin. One pin in their mouth, one pin in their ass. Just hook them up to a husky and run. Fun story from my high school. So we have a rail yard right next to high school, which I would occasionally go to for rail foaming, and on Thursday I went to see what's going on, and there was a shunted shunter just sitting there, and yes, I took photos and left, but we'll continue, but the chat box has limits. What kind of shunter, though? Are we talking a Class 08? Are we talking an 060? Are we talking an SW 1500? You know, there is still that 040 tank engine and 3-foot gauge for sale somewhere. Me driving down Highway 401 in my 140 kilometers an hour trying to outrun the blue shell. See, just get a singular mushroom and you'll be fine. Slowly catching up on my very long watch list of TV shows. Dude, I need to do the same, but the problem is my watch list is stuff I want to watch with my girlfriend. And due to time zone differences, we can't watch things together, except for like once a week at best, and even that is only a 2-hour watch party, so we have such a huge backlog. I'm finally back. Hi, back! I'm Dad! I'll show myself the door. I'm sorry, guys. We'll just end the stream there. I just say the Switch 2 sold out a lot faster than I thought it would. Like, damn, everyone's saying boycott Nintendo with liars with FOMO. Look, they were just trying to make sure they could secure their own pre-orders by telling everybody else not to. I would totally pay to watch like one of those Formula 1 racing sims with Mario Kart style items. That would be beautiful. Have like Forza, but you just get banana peels. When is train day again? Is it in May or June? It is next week. It is 6 days out. Just got home from doing a big family BBQ. Man, was it a dream BBQ though? Very important. Vital question. Chad will do anything to get the chance to call me daddy. God, I forgot about that quote. Beautiful. Terrible. I hate it and I love it. My empathy isn't free, you know. I'ma charge you for every condolence.
Here we go!
Tomorrow I might be going to the Beamish. I misread that as Bean-ish. And all I could think of was that one character from, Super Mario... What was it? Not RPG. Mario and Luigi Superstar Saga. The guy who flips his hair and the entire screen goes white for a second. RPG... You rolled a 9. Great. Well, Twitch, I salute to you. That is worse ads. AOG5, welcome to the stream. Welcome to the stream. Second non-subs. What about the DOMs, though? Isn't a non-sub a DOM? Are you telling the DOMs to suck it? What do you mean, RPG? What do you mean? Oh, and speaking of which, I have a new song to play whenever worse ads plays, so that YouTube can suffer too. Hold on, I should turn down the volume a little bit. Is it bad that my 1950s penline K4 starts to smell like smoke whenever I run it? You should probably get it lubricated and cleaned up a little bit. For the court record, this just appeared on my recommended today for no apparent reason. And if I had to suffer to hear it, you do too. After 20 minutes, I walk out and there's a group of kids there, and I quickly hid because, I don't know. But they were looking at the loco, and then my heart rate drops as one of the kids was on the loco and released the handbrake. Then it started rolling. This is just giving me flashbacks to that one kid who derailed a friggin' train for YouTube content. God. I am very uncomfortable with this music right now. You're welcome. Speaking of that, Brightline has a Red Bull wrap. Interesting. I mean, I guess it's a way to get more money, right? It's just a billboard reefer at home. We're gonna get train stunts. Yeah, somebody's gonna launch a train. You know, like those things everybody used to do in Roller Coaster Tycoon 2, where you'd launch a train, like not a train, but a roller coaster over a little jump and kill everybody. They're gonna do that, hopefully without the death, though. Alright, PAX is on its way. Those coaches look a similar color to my HO ones. See, it's not that bad of a tone, Dave. So is this engine... It's not MU'd? What? Huh. Weird. Oh. It's... I see. Weird. There's a Go Transit advertising wrap for no name. It's just this yellow bi-level that's on the side says terrain for going places. I mean, you know, it's quick, it's effective, it gets the point across. And is it wrong? God, listen to those wheels screech. I back again. Hello, back again. I dad. That is the second time I've been able to pull that joke off this stream. Somebody send help. Also, are you kidding me? 20 miles an hour was enough to derail this thing? God, Mudge's mind is so tight. How dare you? And I'll fucking do it again. What have I missed? Not much, not much. I actually haven't gotten around to doing any of my conversation topics for the day. I guess I'll start with this one. I undislocated my shoulder and it hurts like hell. Though I actually think I redislocated it somehow. And I think it's been dislocated for years and I just haven't bothered doing anything about it because it still works fine and it doesn't hurt. I've almost finally landed a girl. That just makes it sound like you're trying to land an airplane. Coming in for the, what's an airplane term for landing? Touchdown? Takedown? Touchdown just feels like it's for American football. That doesn't feel right. Imagine having a relationship couldn't be me. Hold on, boys. Let's do a rerun of Valentine's Day, but on my birthday instead, halfway around, which is singles days. And the polar opposite of romance is sitting alone in a room, crying and eating chocolate anyway. This is gonna be a little jank getting everything in here. I know we can, but... honestly surprised how not as many rarits had 480s. I mean, it kind of makes sense. Like, what is the 480 primarily used for, right? What is the purpose of the wheel arrangement? Because there's just a lot of other options that are just generally better at the job. Not to say a 480 doesn't have a purpose, but like, why not instead have a 482 or a 484, you know, for a heavier mainline thing? Faster mixed surface, but at that point just use a Mountain or a Pacific. Exactly. Or even just use a Mikado. I do think it would be slightly better than a Mountain for faster mixed service, but a Pacific would still get the job done just fine. Anyone remember JJ the jet plane? The faces in that show used to scare me as a wee lad. Used to? Come on, those things are still terrifying to this day. Here, allow me to demonstrate. Oh my god. I googled JJ the jet plane and this is so much worse than I thought it was. What the fuck? What is this? Okay, no, hold on. I have to get this up on stream for y'all. I cannot be the only one to suffer. We'll do the Wheel of Pain in a minute. Okay, hold on. Look at this guy. You're telling me this isn't nightmare fuel? You're telling me this isn't nightmare fuel? You know what? $30 and I change this to my Discord profile picture. I love going down holes. That's what he said. Face Raiders looking acid. Dude, somebody needs to whip out their old 3DS and needs to play Face Raiders specifically with one of the characters from JJ the Jet Plane. Please, I beg of you. That'd be so perfect. Okay. Who activated Wheel of Pain? NSSR. Okay. Uno momento. 2 dice. I think that's worse ads. That is... Yep. That's a 5. That's worse ads. Well, so long, Twitch. Thanks for all the fish. Heyo, Gilded. Oh, Cinco de Mayo. Right, that's coming up, huh? That's tomorrow, though, isn't it? Not today. Oh, and we have a new tradition. If we get worse ads, we also have to listen to this again. Katie, I am sorry for your ears. On the 480s, the Norfolk and Westerns are the most recognizable due to 475 Strasbourg, and surprisingly, it's the longest operable NNW engine in preservation. Okay, I misread that. I thought you just meant most longest operable 480 in preservation, because yeah, no, that's... of course it's gonna be that. It's kind of funny that it's been the longest operable NNW engine, though. Hi, Adeline! Welcome to the stream. Yeah, somebody rolled, worse advertisements. And because people on YouTube don't get advertisements, we have to do something to make them suffer, you know? So... The worst part about that is I can barely hear myself speak. It's so loud for me. Sorry for not tuning in the past couple of weeks. No worries. You're under no obligation to do so. Two Hydrate said, aha, you're right, there's another Wheel of Pain. I missed that one, hold on. Good eye, good eye. Okay, I have good news. That is not worse ads again. That is Hydrate. So it's actually 3 Hydrates in a row. Make that 4 hard-boiled eggs. Easy mounting. That's what she said. The new showcase is coming. I think the last showcase video is going to be in early June, and then we're going to slowly shift to the new style of showcases. At least that's the hope. Would you rather a hard-boiled egg, no salt or pepper, or the eggsicle? Eggsicle any day. I don't like hard-boiled eggs. I'll work on the script today. Hell yeah, let's go. What about a big boy with inside valve here? Let's just slap two, excuse me, God. Slap two Thomases back to back and make it the small boy. Not a fan of eggs. So what you're telling me is I have to send one of the most cursed videos I have, just to make you all suffer. Small boy, what are the implications that could have? It's compensation, guys! No, the small boy would just be like the Uinta, but standard gauged. Hold on, where is it? Where is it? Downloads. I swear, man, eggs on this channel are so cursed. Case in point. Hold on, where is it? Is it? Oh, come on. Is this something I can't put on OBS? Oh, wait, I have a solution to this. Right, I forgot. Hold on. Why is NSSR saying where Kami is? Because NSSR is very defensive over eggs to a concerningly unhealthy degree. Femboy from Goddess Skookum. Yes, exactly. The Skookum is the femboy class. You are communist? Okay. Egg lover.
Egg.
Come on, wait a minute. This thing isn't scaled properly. You guys can't see what the hell he's doing. I need to restart this. This is very important. Okay, here we go.
Egg. 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 Brother.
Okay, well, who did what? Oh, I see. Time out yourself. You know, this is as good a time as any. The throat on the topaz. Oh, this is so terrible and so good. Is that the I'm making piss guy? Yep, it is. I didn't mean it like that. I got a bad news for you, Topaz. Smash. This is the real courting message method. You want to get a mate, just deep throat 17 eggs. Oh god. And this is why I stream. Bonk. 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 I regret coming back to stream today. Come on, this is one of the best days to return to stream. What do you mean? We start an hour late because I sleep in and have to eat a fancy pizza. We get multiple people back. Apparently, the conversation winds up deep-throating eggs. What else could you ask for? A Jolly Rancher. I bought a 5-pound bag of Jolly Ranchers and I can't eat all this stuff, otherwise my teeth are going to disintegrate. It's not stopped me, but... Grape is the best flavor. I hate artificial grape flavors. I love artificial grape flavors. I also love grapes in general. They're great. Though personally, right now, what I have set aside is the green and the red ones. Kids in my school absolutely fiend for gum. Dude, I was in a school where people didn't really care about gum. In middle school, people were very, very protective and very, very feisty over that stuff, but... in high school, not so much. Artificial tastes nothing like grapes. Yep. But that doesn't mean it tastes bad. It does. It tastes like medicine. I like that stuff. I actually take children's Advil still because I cannot stomach regular Advil. And grape is our go-to flavor. We're gonna have to do a very annoying maneuver here. I think we're gonna have to pull off a gum stump. college makes it so that I have to take constant sabbaticals upon many of my hobbies and the like. Yeah. My social life is absolutely tanked ever since I started doing YouTube full time and have continued these streams. I can imagine it's worse when you have actual deadlines. Gotta dip, have a good day, y'all. Alright, take care, Irish guy. Take care. Don't, if you die, I'm going to kill you. My face squelched up just thinking about liquid Advil. It's really funny because for me, I'm absolutely getting placeboed by the liquid Advil because I legitimately take less of a dose than is recommended for an infant under 2 months. Actually, okay, maybe not 2 months, but the lowest dosage that they recommend for any age group. LEGO's recent update to his livery mod now includes the option to change the font for lettering and road numbers. Interesting. I haven't really been paying as much of attention to the mod scene. I was on the WNCRR server for a while, but once they started pinging roles in addition to everyone, I just got kind of tired of it and dipped. So I haven't really had much of a place to get information about mods recently. Not that I really need them, though. I'm having fun with the game as is. You know the feeling when you have 23 diamonds and you go to make one pickaxe and you end up making 7? Dude, I need to play on the supporter Minecraft server more. It's been so much active these last 2 days. So much active. I can words. It's been so active recently. Get on Minecraft. You know, we could just swap out the streams for Railroader for a few weeks with Minecraft streams where I just build random stuff and absolutely disassociate. I need to as well, but I'm too turned off from Create because it's the only mod I've played in the server for the past 2 years. You know, that's entirely fair. But see, this is why I just haven't touched Create at all. I've just kind of ignored Create and focused on other elements of the mod pack. Foreign Creatures was still my newest terrain project, even though it's a few months old. Just give it a new coat of paint. Bam. Make it even newerest. Modded my 3DS a couple of weeks ago. I've got a bunch of 3DS games and a couple of DS games like Kirby Superstar. Hey, I still never played a Pokemon and I still have no intent to. There's a large narrow gauge network on the community server and an even larger standard gauge one. Because you can actually do things with the standard gauge network. Mean? I mean, come on now. Like, seriously, dude, there's no piston options other than literally just slap on the exact same thing, you know? You hear that Coaster 2105 got preserved along with a Santa Fe 5704 and its bicentennial scheme? Nope. I've seen a lot of people talking about the bicentennial stuff, but... Oh, also, I forgot to time out an SSR. Hold on. Important. There we go. My standard gauge track builder was rubbish. Yeah, but you also... Dude, there's only one option for driving wheels. It's literally just the standard create two things in one go. There's a mod, I believe, for more pistons. Yeah, we have that mod. It's not available for the narrow gauge stuff, though. That's why standard gauge is better. Build narrow gauge locos and standard scale. Exactly. What do you think I did with Quiltlau, you know? Caroline must and should be in the next showcase. The next showcase is going to be part of the original winter showcase set, though. We still haven't finished the winter showcase set. Winter showcase in July, you know it. It's like HH Greg or whatever. Christmas in July, those really stupid advertisements. Where they're just saying HHHH Greg, Greg, or whatever the hell it was. You beat me to the H.H. Greg reference. Dude, the only reason I know about it is because of the Jerry Terry video where he remixes it to the tune of a Daft Punk song. I don't know if I can play it on stream, but you know what? I'll send it on the Discord. It'll be an off topic. Go ham. Wait, shit. I copied the wrong link. What do you mean I copied the wrong link? Why did it copy JJ the Jet Plane? I don't want this. You don't want this. Why, computer? He made a remade for... Wait, really? Huh. Interesting. Why... I can't believe I didn't know that. Oh, that's the remade version? Wait. Wait a minute. Oh, no, that's not the same person who remade it, though. It's a completely different version. Completely different person. Five bitches, I must return to the depths of the ocean from whence I arrived. All right, Monsieur Squid, farewell. All I can think of when saying the depths of the ocean, you know that, recently they found a baby giant squid or whatever? That's all I can think of. Baby shark. Alright, hold on. If you'll excuse me, we have somebody we need to ban in chat. Oh, worth it. Heyo, Roberto, welcome to the stream, welcome to the stream. You know, I should probably make it so I have both of these engines selected. Because the PAX needs to be turned around. Dave, no, he gets what he deserves. This is what he gets for saying baby shark on stream. Young squid. You know, we need that. We need young squid to do. Very important. Young shit. No. No. Okay, well, I guess we got another band coming up. Hold on. Slap him with a sea bat. Wait a minute, wait a minute. I've got the perfect reaction image for this. I've got the perfect reaction image for this. Sea bass, you say? I have had this for years, and I've never had as good an opportunity as this to pull it out. Hey, Mike. Welcome to the stream. Welcome to the stream. Apparently, a lot of people are joining in today that haven't been here for a while. It's kind of strange. Like, guys, I started stream late today. Why is this stream doing so well? Because you're less busy this time of day? Yeah, but the stream starts at the same time. Like, it's still around during this time of day. What do you mean? Oh, I will admit, I have been mildly considering doing Saturday streams. Late night, like 7 p.m. post-dinner kind of streams, but... would rather be around with the stream starts. Skill issue. Get good. Fare well and adieu to you ladies of Spain. Spain? Okay, hold on. I have another reaction image specifically for this. Sorry, I'm late. I had family over for lunch and they only just left. No worries, TK. No worries. Hilariously, you're kind of proving my my comment here. Or specifically just saying, hey, why don't you guys just, you know, join during the middle of the stream? And the answer is because people are lazy. Imagine if humans are not real and we are a created simulation on a super... Weaken words. See, I don't really think about those sorts of things, because if it's the case, like... generally speaking, what difference does it make to me? What can I change if I know that life is a simulation? Anything? Like, if I'm gonna have an escapist fantasy, I'm just gonna write No Home for a Hero more. Come on. One next chapter? Never at this point. The reality is, the only time I'm going to be able to work on the next chapter of No Home for a Hero is when I have way less work to do. Which means either I have to drop doing YouTube videos or I have to drop live streams. Or I have to get somebody else to edit my videos full time, and if that's going to happen, I feel like I need to be paid enough that I can actively pay them. Okay, hold on, Chad. Hold on. My father might be going close to a paint store, and I need to text him something before he leaves. Where's the color? Where's the color? Where's the color? Okay, there we go. Is it morally okay for North America to have European logos on its soil? Like the A4 is the Terrier, the one French 060 in Canada, because maybe they should be reparated? I think it is. Like, okay, considering the current state of the US and how much of a mess this country is right now, I could see an argument against. But generally speaking, these things were given to the United States, right? And it feels like a huge headache to send them back overseas to other countries. And besides, we've done the same, right? The US has donated locomotives to other countries. I mean, come on, like the S100, the S160, the S200. My back isn't paint without the... paint. Without the I? Wait, without the T. Without the T. My back is in paint without the I.
Here we go!
Those were ordered as part of wartime's policies and shit, so that's different. I mean, yes and no. The fact is, some of these locomotives were donated, some of these locomotives were bought. They're adapted to be ran as revenue-earning machines, not as displays. And all things considered, they were intended to be left in those countries. And the same is true for these locomotives that are on static display, is it not? Like, there's one here in Oregon. I think there's a Finnish locomotive, a Finnish decapod, if memory serves. Like, it was supposed to be here. And the dice decree a 7, TK, so just a stretch. My wrist hurts. Welcome to the club. Well, okay, my shoulder hurts. But still, close enough. Aching. We love growing up to a point where our bones feel like they are melting. There's 2 Yugoslavian S100 clones. Ooh, at my local museum. That's fun. I wish my bones felt like they're... Huh? Dave, do you need help? Are you okay, man? Dave is dying. It's confirmed. Buy his stuff before stock lasts. You mean runs out? Yeah. Buy my stuff so I can get milkshakes. And less importantly, rent. I mean, hey, I've got that order off of you. I got those locomotives. Eventually, TM. Oh, speaking of which, Dave, I found out something hilarious. You know how you suggested that I get, what was the paint color? You showed off. It was one you showed off on an actual locomotive. Macragee blue, right? Yeah, so it turns out the engine you painted in Macragee blue is the same engine I painted in Macragee blue. It's the color that I had that I thought looked similar. And I was right, it does look similar because it's literally the same thing. We're on the ground! I see how it is, game. The Hunsel, wait, really? Ooh, that's fun. I think I know which engine that is. Even if you know what engine it is, I did do a pretty different paint job to Dave. A derailment, quite a disaster. Nah, it's more to be expected at this point, to be fair. Do you think it can jam mini tricks or life like 060 chassis and a spare 4-truck pilot to make it accurate? I mean, if you did, the pistons would not be in the right location. Because 060s and 460s obviously have completely different lengths of pilot trucks, right? Personally, I have one of those engines. I have one of the tram ones. They look pretty nice with the 11109. But maybe I'm just coping with the fact that I don't want to spend $7 million on more mechanisms.
Here we go!
There's also an Irish 440T stored in New Jersey, a South African narrow gauge Garrett in Texas, and a Swedish 460 in Tennessee. They used to operate in Maine. I know the Garrett is privately owned. Okay, Wheel of Pain, eh? RPG, how much you want to bet that you're going to time out yourself? You didn't time out yourself? but you did get worse advertisements. I'm starting to memorize these numbers, man. Man, we're gonna have it. This stream is only gonna have like 2 or 3 ad breaks, but they're all going to be so long. Heyo, Spinner Tornado, you joined just in time for worse ads to hit. Oh yeah, it's also the Star Wars Day, which is kind of relevant to me, I guess. Because of my username. Oh, wait a minute, I did this poorly, what am I thinking? If I recall correctly, the Irish really want that tank engine reparated. I mean, to be fair, I feel like it'd be kind of hard to do, and like, if I recall correctly, I feel like this would have made more news if people were actually getting upset over it. Alright, so new plan of action, new plan of action. Move this engine over to here. So that it is out of the way. And then we can move 105 into the siding here? And then we can sort things out, do the gum stump and snowshoe BS. Get the road on the show, etc., etc. It's the day where Star Wars is plastered on almost every major streaming platform. Exactly, and you know where I got my username from? 2015 Star Wars advertisements being plastered on every single ad break. It's part of Palpatine's plan, take over every streaming platform for a day. Somehow, Palpatine has returned. Was a Bachmann and Scale 460 motor in the tender of the locomotive itself? In the locomotive itself. Good luck with a conversion like that, though, because, good God, those engines are expensive. I'm lucky I got one for the price tag that I did. When the war involves stars. Yeah, hold on. Two stars reach the Rocher limit. Actually, is there a Rocher limit for stars, or is that something else? The complete chassis is 3/4 of the Bachmann OG price. Exactly. It's so flippin' expensive, and if you want to buy it on eBay, it's usually like $200 a pop. And there's not even sound or anything, just DCC. Which reminds me, mandatory eBay break. Time to look up 0130 while I'm actively live streaming. Why can't more retailers sell their chassis separately? Because money, baby! M-Class takeover. Somebody did a doubleheader with the M-Classes, and I just picked it up afterwards. So kind of. Type to steal a nearest excavator. Yeah, hold on. Let's commit murder. Let's commit crimes against God in Norfolk and Western. Oh, that reminds me, conversation topic for you, chat. I'm actually considering starting a new save soon. This one has been fun, this one has been good, but the problem is we don't have enough people actually at a high enough membership tier to join the streams consistently to a point where it actually feels like we're on a railroad, you know? It really feels like we're just playing with trains by ourselves half the time. So I might go back to one of the older, smaller saves at some point. I would join more, but I don't want to add all those mods again. Dave, there is a feature that allows you to toggle mods on and off that they recently added. How have you not seen this? Like, there's a mod pack feature now, you nerd. Have you seen there's a 3-foot gauge Berliner AG tank engine for sale on Ozark Martin rail car for $250,000? Yep. It's in Oregon. Realistically, though, I'm more interested in something that I could actually afford, like basically the price of a used car. I need help, okay? Welcome to the club, man. Why else do you think we're here? We're just all massive train nerds. We all need help. Okay, hold on. Let's move 104 out of the way and hook it up to 105. Think you're stuck with live Steam with that one? I mean, you can always just go for like a 44 tonner. There's some surprisingly cheap ones out there. I think there's one, from what I remember, somebody mentioned there's one on Ozark that's only 10K right now. $250,000, that's doable. Starting a GoFundMe for it and then realizing we have literally nothing to actually use to restore it. We'll figure that part out later. We could at least keep the engine on static display. Might one day actually be able to purchase a new build narrow gauge engine, 1 to 2 foot gauge from what I've seen, range from 60 to 100k. That's not a bad price for live Steam, an actual narrow gauge. My dream non-Steam restoration is getting a GT1 running again. I know it's practically impossible given all the hurdles, but one can dream. It would be cool. And you know, there's the Iowa or the Illinois Railroad Museum, whichever one it is. They have, you know, the electrification stuff. I could get a narrow gauge engine because there's one in a field near me. Problem is that part where I need like 5,000. I mean, hey, just start a GoFundMe. Buying one of those narrow gauge steam engines still in revenue service on the Indonesian sugar field line. I mean, that could work. The problem is, though, shipping it overseas. Okay. My father, you know how I was mentioning my father might be able to pick up paints or whatever, right? God. The reason he's doing this is because of an idea he had 2 days ago to do a model railroad project that we have to finish in 6 weeks, or else we're screwed. We literally can't do anything if we don't finish it in 6 weeks. And the reason he's going to be close enough to pick up paints is because he's going to the plywood store that's just down the street. Because he really wants to pick up plywood for this project. Not that I can blame him. I think it's going to be a blast to do this, but at the same time, it's funny how fast this is materializing. I want to know what this project is. I've given you hints. You can figure it out. My dream restoration is getting the CPR 2929 back to at least looking pretty. Operational restoration is not impossible, but come on, Steamtown. Save that beautiful little steamer. I mean, realistically, anything can probably be brought back to operational restoration. It's just going to take a little bit of work, you know. Dream is to drive the Y6A that's left because I'm an NNW Turbotism 4 I mean, that'd be really fun. I'd love to see the Y6A doing passenger excursions again. Oh, hello, passenger train. Well, this is as good a time as any to get the, two steam engines around the Y. You know what, Dave? I'll give you another hint that's not going to help for the project. 1 by 2 feet. Z-scale, I can confirm it will be HO. I say most restorations would be next to impossible, but then again, UP got a big boy running again. Exactly, and those people are doing the T1 duplexes, so like, just takes time and money. How does that even work? Never said the layout had to be operational. LB 0 Nope. I mean, I have 0 and I could use it for something, but not for this project. Though, hilariously, I am considering purchasing a DCC Sound HO locomotive just for fun, but... not related. Wait, the Union Pacific is 149.3 billion in net worth. I mean, I guess that kind of makes sense, but I never really thought about it, you know? And bonk. Now we shove this over here. I showed my parents 2 engines I like in HO and asked about one for Christmas, and apparently they got one of them, and now it's just a waiting game. It could either be the USREO 60 in Greyhound livery or the Durango 280 by Athearn. It's been like 4 months since Christmas. How much of a waiting game is it gonna be? Good God. Fine engines you got there. Yeah, we got a nice little pair of 480s. Oh, it is kind of funny because today's conversations have either been very hit or miss on these locomotives. I'll let my parents know what I love. Oh, wait, you're waiting for this year's Christmas. For one of those things. I have the itch to buy more trains. I mean, you have the funds. I did pay you the other day. Come on now. Though admittedly, some of those funds have to go towards international shipping. Question for you, Diesel or Steam? Steam, anytime. You know what the weirdest anomaly in model train history is? Lionel 00. The funny, you want to know what's really funny about that? People brought this up like 2 days ago in the Discord server. You know, I'm just leaving that car there. Screw it. I'm not dealing with that today. Well, I know 00 is such a strange thing. I would get some if it weren't for the absurd price it tends to go for. Sad thing is, it's basically like 90% of my interest in this hobby. Because I would love to have literally every scale possible. Like, come on, imagine getting HON2. Imagine getting SN2. That would be awesome, wouldn't it? But why is a single locomotive $550? This makes Toma Model Works look affordable. If I recall correctly, the Athearn 280 can handle 18 to 22 inch curves. I believe they can handle 15, actually. HO2 is industrial diesels, use shorty Z chassis. Okay, but the thing is, if I were going to do a Z gauge, narrow gauge thing, I would do NN3, and the reason is because there is a K28 conversion kit. You can build a K28 in NN3, and can you imagine how hilarious it would be to show up to the Durango in Silverton with a tiny K28? If it didn't cost like $300 to build, I would absolutely do it. But it'd be so hilarious, dude. Their NN3 shake hits on eBay. They're slightly cheaper on their main website, Showcase Miniatures. Wait a minute. No. Why do we have this car on the back of the train? How did I not notice? I'm building an NN3 Shay. Hey, nice. Which one? The Class A, Class B? And I assume it's a Showcase Miniatures one. Recently installed a crazy motor on my HS Southern Consolidation. Now it can run like 10 mph. Wait, Jesus. 10 actual miles an hour. Christ, dude. Though of course it doesn't really model the rods or gearing. Yeah, not too big of a surprise. But the kits do look very nice. And don't the pistons actually move on the model? No, they don't? Oh, that sucks. I'm sorry to hear that. I thought they did. All the more reason to go for the K28. Dude, I am so unbelievably tempted to get that K28 though, simply because I know I'm going to Colorado in a few months and I'm going to be seeing the Durango in Silverton. You better put a video of the Turbo Connie in the Discord. What Connie? Huh? I got most of the stuff I need to be able to build a Z-scale layout, but I don't want to start till I finish some other projects. Finish your projects, you nerd! Are you gonna visit Train Jesus himself, the Heistman? Maybe. We're probably gonna visit the museum, but I don't really watch many other train content creators because I need to be able to not completely burn myself out on train content, you know? So I know Heist is there. I think it would be fun to meet him, but it's not really something I'm going to go actively out of my way to hunt down, you know? Oh, okay. My brain... I thought you were talking to me for a second there. Yeah, no. Having the... Yes, please put a video of the Turbo Connie. Excuse me. Somewhere. Bleh. Man, why does this engine have to be so damn expensive? My train contest is filled up entirely by Train of Thought. Personally, I watch there are 4 YouTubers I watch, but I don't watch them consistently. And those are Train of Thought, History in the Dark, Thunder Mesa, and Steve's Trains. Those are the 4 that I actually watch. I want to eventually get the Connie to run up to 25 miles an hour. Good lord. If you can actually pull that off, I salute you, good sir. If you're gonna watch a train tuber, Thunder Mesa is a good pick. I mean, he's also an 0-30 tuber. So... Though, I really need to paint the 440 I recently got. I got a 440 like the ones he has a million of. Just found an 0-3 East Broad Top 16, and I'm very tempted, but I could get a car. Yeah, welcome to, welcome to a scale like 0-3. Like those 0-34 for a hoster queue. Yeah, my problem with them is just the big headlight. Like, why is the box headlight so flippin' massive? It looks a lot better in person than it does on photos online, you know, but check out Eric's trains too. He's a cool guy who runs O gauge. Yeah, but I don't do O. You know what else is massive? My cop. I mean, come on, why do you think the PNG tuber is so small? We gotta compensate for something, right? I'm just picturing it, Connie. Overtaking a TGP Euro duplex. That'd be so good, dude. If you're trying to get back into N, approach medium is pretty good. Steve's Trains is also pretty good, but his newer content hasn't been quite as N-centric. I also know there's, God, I don't remember the name, but there's a guy who does the Union line in N-scale. May not have the space for it, but I might start to make a small oval layout with a passing siding for DCC 440 and soon to be 260. Just something to simulate Applewood branch trains. I mean, you'd be surprised how small an HO layout can be. You could probably do, if you know what you're doing, you could probably build a 3x5 foot layout that meets those criterion. Sam's Trains, the carpet runner. Steve, here is a concept of a plan. Hey, concept of a plan is good. It's something. I might have stolen a few ideas from him. Do you know Alan Fisher? He's like the best of an urbanist and a rail fan. I do know Alan Fisher, yes, but I consider him to be more of an urbanist than a rail fanning channel. I do recognize he's also a rail fanning channel too, but in my brain it's kind of different. Heyo, Wilderness the guy. Not much is happening right now. Just trying not to die with this train. Me raring to go for make my 20 by 30 H130 layout. Me seeing the cost of materials besides engines and a foam board. Yeah. Yeah. He used to be a regular in my hobby shop, Alan Fisher. That's fun. A lot better than those turbo urbanists that think trains are the answer for everything and cars are a byproduct of the devil. It is kind of funny how, because of how bad the car situation has got, the sort of reactionary response to that has gone to the opposite extreme. But I feel like most of the channels I've watched have all agreed that cars are not the problem. It is just that when a society is so reliant on them is. You know? Thanks, Twitch, for telling me I successfully logged in when I logged in 5 minutes ago. Dude, I've had that happen so many times. Did you just log in? Dude, this is the PC I logged in on. Aren't you going to try and hide it from this PC or something? So that maybe another PC can get the notification if I need to panic? Hello? Also, oh my god, I fucked this up big time. Wait a minute. The caboose is on the wrong end of the train. Wait. Oh god. We're gonna have to go all the way. We're gonna have to reverse to McLean siding to turn this train around.
Here we go!
There's a reason most people have sort of gone away from not just bikes. I don't think not just bikes is in that ballpark. He might be closer than I think, though. Okay, hold on. 7, stretch. The other day while riding my bike, I got passed by a Cybertruck, but the paint is so ugly that I legitimately thought it was one of my school's dumpsters. They are dumpster fires. Question about caboose. Should the cupola always be facing away from the train, or does it not matter whether it's facing towards or away from the train? Doesn't matter from what I'm aware. Because, realistically, the reason that they were offset was to give more room for the crew to sort of live in on the lower area. So the functionality of the cupola doesn't really change depending on where it is. Been nearly hit on my bike a total of 4 times. Yes, I had the safety vest on and flashing lights. God. Pain. Playing Mario Kart 64 right now. I hit Toad with the green shell and he still won. Welcome to rubber banding, baby. Everybody's favorite. Dude, the rubber banding in Mario Kart 64 is so... I know it's a story that has been told a million times, but good God. So bad. It's worth remembering, cabooses are mostly kept around for their office function of being a way for crew to exist while not crowding the locomotive, at least in the context of a relatively short railroad. Exactly, exactly. Pain is typically what you experience when you're hit by a car. I mean, I hate the fact that my brain immediately went to that's probably somebody's kink, and I hate the fact that I'm right. There's probably somebody out there who's actively trying to do that, not for insurance fraud purposes, but just for feeling something funky. Though I guess those people still feel pain, don't they? It's just that the pain is like a trade-off. Unrelated to trains, but just remember, if you see a concrete mixer in a car crash compilation, it's always the Chekhov's gun where we'll always be involved to cause a car crash incident. Alright, boys, we gotta prove this theory correct. We have to watch 17 car crash compilations on stream. You know, it's actually something I do with my girlfriend a lot, though. I don't know why. Just force of habit, I guess. Wait a minute. Stop for a few Z. Oh, it's probably because Katie was blocking the main line, wasn't she? Just double check, make sure she's not. And she isn't. Okay, perfect, perfect. Celestial, that is the most dad joke I've heard in a while. I'm stealing that and I'm using that in the future. I don't know with whom, but I'm using it. You can't stop me. I had this idea for sports anime / manga, where a small town on a mountaintop that purchases an old J&R Express engines to be used on downhill railroad race courses. I want it to be like horse racing. This sounds like a really good 5-episode anime. Are slightly raunchy ones allowed? I'm not too worried about raunchy. Of course, I don't want them to be too explicit, but come on, I've said in the past, as a pickup line, baby, are you a bear trap? Because I'd love to be crushed between your thighs. Also, are you kidding? Wait, stop. Hold on. I thought I uncoupled the train. What do you... Am I really so blind that I didn't? God dang it. If they all have names, maybe the MC has something like a mogul and it's up again. Okay, why is the train going forward? It's up against Mikados and Pacifics and stuff. You know it'd be funny? If they just had an 040 tank engine. That's all they have. They have a Porter. They have a Betsy. That'd be fun. I avoid raunchy jokes because if I do, I go full South Park. You know, fair enough, fair enough. The conversation just ends at that. Chat is dead. We have 1 hour left to stream. Chat dies at the mention of South Park. South Park definitely deserves a place in Hollywood history for how much controversy they got and how much they literally did not care. See, that's one of the defining elements of the show that makes it so funny to watch. Just embraces the idea of not trying to do things the quote-unquote correct way. Mastodon moments? Nah, these are 410-0s. You just can't see the last driver because we turned it invisible. No comment on your happy joke. I find it funny that I'm laughing more at the fact that I didn't comment on your joke than the joke itself. Like, it is a funny joke, don't get me wrong, I just don't know what... It's just not something that really quite hit the spot for me.
Here we go!
Ayo? Katie returns to stream and immediately hits the Wheel of Pain.
Boing.
And a hydrate. Oh, that's a rare one. Hold on. What one is that? Ooh. What one is that? Oh. Oh, that's 1850s Breakman Sim with only 1 hour left on the stream. Oh. I think I'm reading that right. Let me just double check that real quick. No, I'm not reading that correctly. Good news. Well, good news for me, at least. It's time out somebody else. Dang, yeah, I'm sorry I got your hopes up, man. But you still get to drop a nuke on one particular person. Or you can save it for later. We will be doing a Splatoon stream later this week, and people seem to like timing each other out on those more often. My god, that's tight. That's what, actually, is that what she said? I don't know. It feels something more like what he would say. But yeah, no, it's, I think it's like a 40-degree curve right here. I can't check anymore because they removed the feature to check, but... What did I read that in the Fitness Grand Pacer test voice? The Duluth Musabi and I can't... Musabi? Musabi? What am I saying here? I can't words. Wasabi senpai. Do we need to tell the duck pond story? Do we need to tell the cocaine railgun? The nachos from hell? Ah yes, the delicious Hawaiian snack. Everybody's favorite, nachos made out of snap peas. It's been way too long since Duck Pond. True, true. Alright, chat, buckle up. It's story time. Stir-y time? Nah, whatever. So this was before I actually went to this high school. This is a story that I have been told through my friends who were there when this happened. Because Wasabi Senpai graduated a year before I did. Right. Right. So... excuse me, God. What happened was... at my school, we didn't have standard PE. I mean, we had 3 separate PE classes, and since every class was an elective, you could choose what class you wanted to take, you know? And the classes were, of course, just standard PE, where you do, you know, physical education, random games, you'd throw balls at each other, you'd play tag. There was this local gym that a church owned that they leased out or like loaned. Maybe not loaned. I think they actually just let us use it as long as we told them when we were going to use it. There was a rock climbing class where they actively went down to a rock climbing gym for a while and just did rock climbing. But the best one of all was LARP. Live action role play. Yeah, that was a PE credit at our school, and it was by far the most popular class. For a good goddamned reason. But the problem is, because we were a small private school, we had to go down to local parks. Because if we didn't go down to local parks, we didn't have any room, right? We had to go to the gyms, we had to go to the parks to play our games. And so one day, class is down at the big park with a big pond in the middle of it. Actually, it's not in the middle of it, it's kind of off to one side. The park is shaped kind of strangely. There's this valley in the middle. There's actually a house on the block that for some reason they didn't buy out when they bought the land for the park. So there's just this house in the corner of it. But it's in this really nicely positioned valley. It's really scenic, it's really beautiful, and it is perfect for playing Capture the Flag. Today, though, class was playing Team Deathmatch. And the problem is, one of the teams got the good players. All of the good players. And the team that didn't get the good players was the team Wasabi Senpai was on. And Wasabi Senpai somehow found himself as the last remaining player on his team. And there were like 5 other players who were all happened to be the really good players on the other team. So he doesn't have a chance of winning, right? But he does have a chance at stalemate. Because if he can stall the game long enough, they have to go back to school at some point. They have to start walking back home, right? For the next class period. So if he can stall the game long enough, he can force a stalemate. But there's a problem. He can't run because the other students are way faster than him. So he can't get away by just running. And he can't hide because if he has to run to hide. He has to get to a point where they can't see him. And the other students are so fast that that's not going to happen. So how does one stalemate a game? Well, the answer is do something so stupid that literally nobody else would do it. Such as swim through a duck pond onto an island in the middle that has zero access to it. A duck pond that is, mind you, full of ducks, full of duck shit, because, come on, do you really think they're not taking a dump in the pond? Full of random breadcrumbs, extremely muddy this time of year. Nobody in their right mind would ever cross the duck pond. The thing is, Wasabi Senpai did not earn the nickname Wasabi Senpai for being in the right state of mind. He plunges in, swims all the way across to the island in the heart of the lake, in the heart of the duck pond. And he's right. Nobody dares to follow him. And he's right. The game is considered a stalemate because they need to go back to school and they can't wait for him and nobody can get to him. Small problem. The adrenaline wore off and now he is in a good state of mind. So this motherfucker, who happened to swim across a duck pond in 5 seconds, now refuses to do it in 5 hours. It wasn't quite 5 hours, but because he was so afraid of going through the duck pond again, they had to call in a police boat. They had to drive a police boat into the middle of the park to put it on the pond, to go across, to get him to go back out. And for, you know, this was just, hey, we just need some emergency rescue, you know. It wasn't like, hey, we need to arrest this guy because he did something stupid. He just got a stern talking to, from what I hear. I don't know how stern. But that was certainly an experience that he's never going to live down. Talk about spending your taxpayer money on the most important things. Yeah, you never know, dude. You never know when a random kid from a private school is going to get stuck on a duck pond island in the middle of playing LARP with his friends. I have to ask, what the fuck is a Wasabi Senpai? Wasabi Senpai is the nickname affectionately given to somebody who has done very many stupid things. And to a very specific person. See, I guess this means that I need to tell the story about how Wait, Wasabi Senpai. That and The Road Killer are Wasabi's two best stories. Come on. TK, have you forgotten about... So there I was. Because that was Wasabi Senpai. And so was the nachos incident. Anyways, the story of how Wasabi Senpai got his name. Simple. Condom Smog. Condom Smog was not Wasabi. He was out of school by that point, unfortunately. He also was not the person that, drank out of a hydrochloric acid beaker. But. Whoa. God, there's one other thing I wanted to mention. Right, Wasabi Senpai, how we got his name. We were doing improv class, right? And we sometimes did a dinner where we'd all bring food. We would all bring a meal of some kind, and then we would do an improv session with characters we had thought up of before the session began. And we just act out and try and learn more about our characters and interact with each other within this space while also eating food. And eating food was interesting because A, it was actually kind of nice just a way for the class to bond, you know, but B, it was also a way for the, for certain people to slow down and not overtake the scenes too much because you had to eat, right? And so you'd have to take breaks from talking to commit food, right? Anyways, one of the things that happened was sometimes, like, the stage was basically split down the middle, and one half of the, one half of the stage would be active while the other half was quiet, right? And they would swap back and forth which side was quiet and which side was active. And you'd still be acting if you were on the quiet side of the stage. You just wouldn't be talking loud enough to actually be heard by the class. You just sort of be lip-syncing and trying to make it seem like you're having a scene, right? And that was also a great way to practice more improvisation. Well, Wasabi Senpai happened to be on the quiet part of the stage. And Wasabi Senpai, ADHD be damned, took an entire packet of wasabi and dumped it on his head. And then rubbed it in like it was shampoo. This was so funny that it got the entire quiet side to completely break character and just burst out into a fit of laughter. Why? Good question. I don't have an answer for you. Random thing. Everyone deserves a 2-foot cat. What? Huh? My bro, what? Yeah, this is why we call him Wasabi Senpai. Because funny, that's probably why. I mean, the thing is, though, the poor sucker had a feeling like his hair was burning for the rest of the week. I thought the fire departments had the small boats they use to rescue people. Don't they usually have a pickup truck with a trailer to tow it? Why did the police department have that? That is a good question, and I don't know. Because I was not there. I can't confirm if it was actually the police department or something, or just emergency services in general. Spicy Hair Man, exactly. That's another nickname now, Spicy Hair Man. No more Wasabi Senpai. And to think, you know what? You know what? We'll end this stream with a retelling of So There I Was.
Boing.
Well, there's one glass of water down. I want to make a private car out of a depressed center flat cars, just so I can have a standard-looking business car with a locomotive inside. Like a 2-foot Crowdo 4.0 or something. I mean, at that point, you just have a doodle bug with the added bonus of it being a business car. I'm out of points! Wait, hold on, I need to say this in the Tumblr sexy man voice. Go, my children. Go, my people. Waterboard him. It is the demand of the holy Poseidon. Waterboarding at home, begin. Hold on. Tumblr sexy man voice makes every message sound dirty. I have a power that I cannot... I have a gift that I cannot use for myself. Gotta get going. Alright, take care, NSSR. Take care. You ever just dump all the Sour Patch eggs? Eggs? What? What do you mean, eggs? There's Sour Patch eggs? Man, that's gotta be one heck of an Easter. Also, I guess this is gonna be a good opportunity to get screenshots, because I need to get a small stockpile of them for the next couple of streams at this point. I simply don't have enough. Hold on, I feel like I have to start using the Tumblr sexy man voice more. Which came first? The Sour Patch Kid or the egg? I'm having too much fun with this power. Stop making me question my preference. It's working. This is what happens when I'm sleep deprived, man. This is how the streams end up. I was wondering why nothing was happening, but I realized stream was paused. Don't worry, Celestial. All you missed out on was the Tumblr sexy man voice. You probably missed out on the one thing you didn't want to hear. See, you know, 614's moves right around the corner. Hold on, I need to Google because I don't know this engine. That's cool, though. Oh, ooh, hello? God, the C&O Northerns, they just had a certain style of class to them, man. Kanawas. That's the Berkshires. I find it funny how this voice just has a little hint of sass in there. Actually, it's a pretty big hint, but nonetheless, you know, sass is very important to make the Tumblr voice work. Stop. No, it's why I'm paying him. No, seriously. Katie specifically said, I will buy a Twitch subscription for you, for your channel, if you read all of my messages in the Tumblr sexy man voice. And admittedly, I have not been able to keep that promise, but whenever I remember, I try my best to do so. Oh man, what was that Steam Chuff synchronization there? Jeez. Not having it be all the time works so much better for the bit. You know, true. Because that way, it has more impact when I actually do it. Quick, let's read the entirety of Phoenix Wright Ace Christian. And that terrible, terrible block of text that it is. Just using the Tumblr Sexy Man voice. All I can think of is Vinesauce Speen for how the chuff sync is desynced here. Just kind of sounds like it, I don't know why. Phoenix Wright, but everyone tries. It sounds like they're trying to flirt with each other. See, the thing is, this voice got coined from a stream many years ago where somebody had me voicing Miles Edgeworth. In fact, I still have the clip from that stream of me saying it for the first time. Hold on. I gotta find it now, so I can say it again. The line specifically was, Edgeworth be like, it's fun for me to just prosecute. Plus, my autopsy has an attitude. I also need to play Rareator so badly. Rareator's fun. The charm is slowly worn off on me because I've played almost 1,000 hours of it at this point, but I still enjoy playing it, you know? It's a nice routine. It's a good game. Definitely worth the $30. Oh, is this train actually going to stall out on this hill? Are we going to have to get 150 to shove it up? Mostly want to play because Southern How much? Only $30. $30, and I'm currently sitting, according to Steam, at, hold on, including this live stream, 903.7 hours. Okay, I think we survived. Sounds like we're picking up steam slowly. It was cheaper than that when I bought it. I think the price hasn't changed. They might have had a sale for a short amount of time, though. Out-of-pocket conversation starter opinions on the Cars series. I have never watched Cars. I was wondering why stream was so quiet and just realized I had it muted. Yeah, that'd be a small problem. You missed out on too many Tumblr sexy man quotes. A 0 out of 10. File a lawsuit against Twitch. Cars is unironically my dad's favorite movie. I've heard it's a surprisingly good movie. Like, the actual plot of the original Cars is really good. In more recent news, the Delaware Lackawanna Railroad, you know, the one that uses a million Alcos, recently made an extremely unique purchase. Bought one of the last two Fairbanks Morse sea liners in existence. They won it in revenue service? I need to look this up just to see what it is. Oh, wait, whoa. They bought one of those and they won it in revenue service? Damn. If they can pull that off, that's sick. I know there's an F unit still in revenue service. Cars 1 and 3 are surprisingly good movies. Cars 2 I haven't seen, but I've heard it sucks. Cars 2 is such a different genre from the original Cars movie. It just feels like they wanted to do a completely different type of movie, but they had to do it in the Cars franchise, you know? That is... Here we go. Wheel of Pain. You rolled... YouTube chat? Twitch just rolled worse ads, which means you guys are going to hear some very cursed music in a moment. Alright, they got ads playing on Twitch, which means we have to do our tradition to make YouTube chat suffer a little bit too. I can't skip it. Tough luck, baby. Neither can I. I am stuck with this too. This goes to per hard. What's the name? Bone Trousel, but every instrument is off-key. Published 5 years ago with 484,000 views. Top comment, YouTube poop. Virus has a mental breakdown. Second comment, the beginning sounds like a fan-made refight, but the instruments start and it all goes to shit. Third comment, this is what nightmares smell like. And I feel like all of those are apt descriptions. Why did I come back to the stream? His name is Uncracked. Look, we gotta make YouTube just suffer nearly as much as Twitch does with the 3 minutes worth of advertisements. Come on. Delaware Lackawanna Railroad won't give up its Alcos to save their life. Quite a few of the Alcos they have are literally the last examples of their class in their existence. I mean, if you have them and they work, might as well keep them running, right? The last two Fairbanks Morgue sea liners on the Canadian Pacific and Botten are being planned to be restored to operational condition. That's big. It might just be one of them, though. Might not be two. I own an unhealthy amount of the car's diecast. I mean, we're all here in a train community. We all have some form of autism and ADHD. Come on now. We all got something that we hoard. You always know when they are running a train because you see the black smoke coming from 10 miles away as they slug a local up a grade and a 4-unit latch up. Fair enough. My hoarding tends to be digital hoarding. I have so many Steam games and TSC add-ons that I haven't touched. Fair enough. Personally, my hoarding right now is just various scales. I really... Because I know that NN3K28 exists, I have another scale I desperately want to get into, but I don't have the funds for it. So hey, if you want to see me do something insanely stupid, spend money. Please. We have a Minecraft server, it's cool. Still have no idea why they would want a sea liner out of all things. Though, probably because they share parts with a few Alcos. It might also just be that they were cheap. They might have been looking for diesels, trying to scout around and found a good deal on them. Like, that's always an option, you know? could theoretically make the entire Vestiniog in NN3. I mean, if I'm going to be doing the Vestiniog, I should probably stick to 009, because, you know, I got that huge donation of 009. I got the sponsorship of 009, guys. You know what? I finished 4 locomotives in 009 already. So, chat, tell me, which one do you want to see the most? The side tank, the saddle tank, the tender engine, or the double fairley? You only get one. I might actually have to go and take a picture of just one separately, depending on which one you guys... Oh, wait, no, I don't. I got them all separately. You know what? Actually, hold on. I can actually... Wait, no, I can't put this to a Twitch chat poll because there's people on YouTube. Hunslet, saddle, fairly, or I guess side tank. I think it's side tank. Discord poll? Nah, not a Discord poll. This is only for the stream, you nerds. Actually, how short can I make a Discord poll? Duration. 1 hour. That's too long. No way, Jose. Okay, now we're almost here. And not the holla. Let's go ahead and make sure we're lined into the yard. YouTube chatters get in here for the poll. We can also just have people say which they want. There's also not many YouTube chatters, so you gotta remember. YouTube's always been less popular of the two. We're sitting at 6 people on the stream. So, you know what? Hold on. Poll... Set this to a 3-minute poll. Go. Now we need Stanley. Bachman could hold on. Hold on, Stanley. Wait, Stanley's just the... Trenchy, right. Hey, Kebrin, welcome to the stream. They have the Bachman could, they have the Thomas copyright. Kato has apparently been producing some stuff for this, though. They made Duke in 009, and along with their sort of Pico chassis, right? And they also made some replacement faces for the Bachman Thomas. Oh, come on, game. This hill isn't that bad. Why are you so slow? Ah! Who's driving a motorcycle on this fucking side street, dude? What do you... Why? No, that was definitely a motorcycle. Well, actually, maybe it wasn't a motorcycle. I'm not sure. But who's driving that loud of a car on a street with speed bumps on it? A side street with speed bumps. We're not important. Why are you over here? Why would you drive a motorcycle, period? Because it's not as much work as a car. It doesn't cost an arm and a leg. Just a leg. Singular. Mattel have the Bachman Thomas line on a very tight leash. I'm surprised they let Kato/Pico have the right to make Duke of all characters, as they mostly wanted CGI only. I mean, isn't Duke in the CGI series? Hey Danielle, welcome to the stream. Welcome to the stream. Kind of funny time to join though, because I was going to end it pretty soon. Well, I got a couple more minutes to go. Also, I think the Twitch poll just ended, didn't it? Yes. Okay, side tank, you say? Side tank. Wait, what is the technically made of RWS character since the Audrey family still has the rights to it still? That is a good question. I think there would probably be some sort of legal dispute because Duke has the colors from the show, but... Alright, let's slap a new loco on this sucker before she climbs the hill. We might need more than one engine, though, now that I'm looking at this. Oh. Oh, wait, hold on. That's... No. That's 108. That's not a train for the hill. Wait, do we only have 3 locomotives for the hill right now? And they're all right here? Wait a minute. Also, I should absolutely stop showing this off. There we go. That's better. Duke was planned to be added back, but thanks to Hit Entertainment, who owned Thomas back then, they dropped him before he could make his return since Season 4. Dang. What a shame. At least they did bring back the narrow gauge for a while with that one side thing, right? think it might have been best for Duke to stay in the shadows. Hit entertainment ruin the narrow gauge gas. I know literally nothing about hits, so it's just kind of funny to me in a way to hear that specifically the narrow gauge trains were worse off because of them. Oh, what? Huh? Why are we going onto the main line right now, huh? Hello? They brought back the narrow gauge in CGI with Blue Mountain Mystery, which is the absolute peak of CGI Thomas. Well, come on, what about the one where the guy throws dynamite at Thomas the Tank Engine? Come on, like isn't that the peak of Thomas? Of CGI? Peak of Thomas was when his firebox was on fire. Moments before catastrophic crown sheet failure. Sodor Legend of Lost Treasure was the best, more cinematic, and had a whole orchestra. They had Ryan. Is Ryan the boat? Oh no, I see. Okay, Ryan is FNAF purple guy, but train. Gotcha. See, I don't know my Thomas lore, which is kind of interesting, because I probably should, considering the kind of community I seem to have garnered. It's not all Thomas, of course, but there's definitely a large faction of Thomas fans amongst us here. Chumis. Celestial, that just sounds like a Pokemon. just putting it out there. Oh, chat, we're nearing the end of the stream. So that means I said I was going to tell you guys, I was going to retell So There I Was. Are y'all ready for another cursed Wasabi-senpai story? One that's worse than the ones you've heard today? No! Alright, let's go. Very bad. Yeah, Celestial, cover your ears and run while you still can. I may just be grasping at straws. I see what you did there. I see what you did there. Alright. So, still at the small private school. It's late into a day on my second year at this school. I know it was my second year because I took improv my first, but I didn't take it my second. My third year, I also didn't take it. I kind of stopped taking it after the first year. The first year, it was a blast, but I had my time, you know. But Wasabi Senpai was taking it, but it also wasn't one of his last, like, parts of his senior year. He was taking improv, though. So, I was just waiting around because I had a doctor's appointment, and I needed my parents to pick me up. And it was late into the day. Improv was going on. And improv is a class that is split into 2 sections. Now, it's not 2 different classes. It's the same class. It's just that it takes up so long to do, so much time to do improv that you have to have a 2-hour class, a 2-period class, rather than a single-period class. And so what happens is, at the midway point, all the students get a short break and get to go have fun, chat with the people in the community lunchroom, etc., right? Use the restroom, get a little snack. Well, it happens to be around the midpoint of improv. It's about 3 p.m. And I'm sitting in the lunchroom playing Magic the Gathering with a friend. And I remember the match pretty vividly. The guy across from me was playing Mardu Jank, and I was playing Mono White Equipment. It was very much casual play, not Commander, just sort of 60 card, bring whatever the fuck you want. Doesn't really matter. I was facing the back window, because the back window looked out over the back parking lot. Which means that my back was exposed to the main hallway, where people normally enter the room, such as people coming from improv. Now, the room was pretty lively at this point in time, right? It wasn't super lively, but there was a good amount of stuff going on. Oh, hold on, we missed a friggin' switch. In one corner of the room was a group of people playing Uno with a deck of cards that I had brought to school that were waterproof cards that were absolutely broken and needed to be replaced, but people still enjoyed using them. And the game was pretty calm, not really much to say. It was probably the loudest thing in the room, because, come on, it's an Uno game with a bunch of teenagers, what do you expect? And below them, because this was on, like, the top level of a 2-level bench, this sort of weird structure, it wasn't really quite a bench, but below them was this table of 3. One person was eating food, one person was drawing something, one person was, I believe, doing their homework. And then you had the Magic the Gathering game going on, where there were about 5 people at the table, me playing against somebody else, and a bunch of people just watching the game from over our shoulders and having fun observing. Wasabi Senpai enters the room. And mind you, my back is to the door. I don't notice him. He enters, I don't think he enters silently, but I'm so focused on the game that I don't realize he's there. What happens next is he slaps his hand on my left shoulder, leans over, and loudly says the following to the entire room, basically half yelling it into my ear. So there I was, grasping Bowser's throbbing penis, inhaling all of his semen, when I came to the sudden realization that my princess was in another castle. The room drops dead silent. 30 seconds of awkward nothing. That is only interrupted by one person from the Uno game simply saying, "Wasabi-senpai, what the fuck?" To which, without skipping a beat, his immediate response was, "I have been saving this line in improv class for the last half an hour just so I could say it specifically to you. I hope you're happy." And this is why he has definitely earned the title Wasabi-senpai at this point. He is not a background NPC. He is the main character of these stories. Reminding me of the time last semester when some of my friends were playing Uno No Mercy with 6 full packs of cards and no rules. One guy got a plus 154. Oh my god. Can we hunt him for sport? I mean, he got lost in the woods once. Does that count for something? He just had an ADHD episode while he was taking a small walk at a summer camp, and they had to do a 2-hour search party to find him. And he didn't, once people were calling his name, he didn't even realize they were looking for him, so he just kept walking. Somebody actually had to physically grab him to stop him from moving, and then he finally snapped out of it and realized what was going on. I don't think I've told that one before. Yeah, my high school was an experience. And Wasabi-senpai was certainly a highlight of it, but... I mean, come on, we had the hydrochloric acid incident. We had the surprise ball incident. We had the time somebody brought vodka into the school. The time some kids just openly fucked in the lunchroom. The condom smog incident. Well, I've told my story. And the train is parked. I'm a little bit sleep deprived. The time some kids, what? Don't worry about it, TK. Don't worry about it. This is the worst place to end the stream, which is why I'm doing it now. Might as well stop us before we get even more out of hand. Thank you all for joining me today. I'm sorry that it was a little shorter than usual. I either need to get my sleep scheduler in check, or apparently I need to get these streams to start at a time where you guys are more likely to join right at the beginning, huh? Maybe I need to change the time that I actually, like, start these streams at. Maybe. Perchance. Thank you all for watching. And tomorrow is the last episode of the Little Loop Railroad. Well, okay, not quite the last episode. There's going to be one more after it, but the monumental last episode, you know? So I hope you'll all enjoy that. I hope you'll join for that chaos. And I will see you all sometime in the future. Cheers, folks.